Imagine this, gentlemen. You've just finished your first round. Your heart is still racing, your breathing is heavy, and your partner is lying right beside you. The warmth, the connection, the spark are all still there. You want to go again, you feel that familiar pull of desire, but then something unexpected happens. It's as if your body quietly flips a switch. The mind is ready, but the body says no. The erection that once came so naturally simply refuses to return. You lie there wondering, frustrated, embarrassed, confused. You ask yourself, what happened to me? I used to go 2, even 3 rounds without thinking twice. But let me reassure you, that moment doesn't make you weak. It doesn't mean you've lost your manhood. It means your body is speaking a language no one ever taught you to understand. And if you learn how to listen, that same body can relearn how to respond again. I'm Dr. Olivia Harper, a board-certified urologist and men's health specialist with over 30 years of experience helping men restore their energy, stamina, and confidence, naturally. I've seen men in their 60s and 70s who thought their best years were long behind them rediscover that deep vitality they thought was gone forever. They learned how to recover faster, perform longer, and most importantly, reconnect with their partners emotionally and physically in ways that felt youthful again. Here's what most men never hear. Your problem isn't that you can't get hard again, it's that your body is following an outdated recovery pattern. There's a built-in biological lock called the refractory period, and it naturally gets longer with age. But here's the secret no one told you. It's not fixed. It can be retrained. In today's lesson, I'm going to show you how to reset your body's recovery system, shorten your downtime between rounds, and bring back that strength, stamina, and confidence that once defined you. There are no tricks or magic pills here, just simple, proven, science-backed methods that work. And if you stay with me until the end, I'll share a powerful daily ritual that can reactivate your body's natural rhythm, restore firmness, and reignite your confidence, starting tonight. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another men's health lesson. And I'd love to hear from you. If this topic resonates, type 1 in the comments. If there's another issue you'd like me to cover next time, type 0 and share it. Your feedback helps me help you. Now let's get into the truth. What's really happening inside your body after that first round, and why recovery feels so different as you age. Let's start with the biology. Picture this. You've just finished, and your body feels that deep release. At that moment, your brain releases a hormone called prolactin. It's nature's way of saying, mission accomplished. Prolactin tells your body to relax, to rest, to stop sending those strong signals that create and maintain an erection. At the same time, dopamine, the chemical that fuels excitement, motivation, and sexual desire, drops sharply. And to add to that, your testosterone momentarily dips. That's a triple blow: high prolactin, low dopamine, and a temporary testosterone drop. Together, they send your body into a natural cool-down state. The erection pathway temporarily shuts off while your system resets. Now, here's where age makes a big difference. When you're younger, say in your 20s or 30s, this entire hormonal cycle resets within minutes. Your dopamine rebounds quickly, your blood vessels stay open, and your tissues remain saturated with oxygen and nitric oxide, the very chemicals that drive a healthy erection. But as we get older, those same processes slow down. Blood flow becomes less efficient, testosterone declines naturally, and the nervous system takes longer to recalibrate. That's why what once took minutes in your youth can now take an hour or longer after 60. It's not a loss of desire, it's a delay in recovery. And that distinction matters, because if you understand it, you can start helping your body bounce back faster instead of working against it. When I explain this to my patients, I often see relief wash over their faces. For years, they've been blaming themselves, thinking it's weakness, stress, or worse, that something's permanently broken. But when they finally realize it's just biology, it changes everything. Because once you stop fighting your body, you can start retraining it. You can absolutely speed up your body's recovery time. You can improve blood flow, support nitric oxide levels, and strengthen the nerve signals that trigger erections, all without medication. I've watched men in their 70s experience faster recovery and stronger performance simply by following these methods, and the secret to it all begins not after climax, but before it. Here's where most men go wrong. They chase round 2 before mastering round 1. You finish, you feel that spark still burning, and you immediately try to start again, hoping your body will respond on command. But it doesn't, and that's when anxiety kicks in. You touch, you try to force arousal, and the harder you try, the less your body listens. Because anxiety triggers cortisol, and cortisol shuts off sexual response faster than anything else. The key to stronger performance isn't in chasing the second round, it's in controlling the first. When you rush your first climax, you cause a massive hormonal crash, like flooring the gas pedal and then slamming the brakes. Your energy floods out at once, leaving you empty, drained, and unresponsive. But when you slow down and stay present, something powerful happens. Your body holds on to that energy longer. Blood flow stays steady, oxygen continues circulating, you remain in the zone of control. One of the techniques I teach is perineal control. The perineum is the soft area between your scrotum and anus, and just beneath it lies a group of muscles that act like a switch between arousal and ejaculation. When you feel yourself approaching climax, take a deep, slow breath and gently press on that area. It can prevent ejaculation while allowing you to stay aroused, sometimes even resulting in what's called a dry orgasm, where you experience pleasure without release. When done correctly, this practice helps keep your erection strong, your energy high, and your hormones stable, which means no sharp drop into the refractory phase. The more you practice it, the more control you gain, not only over your erections, but over your entire intimate experience. You stop feeling like a spectator to your own body, and instead, you become the conductor, calm, confident, and aware. But even if you master this control, your habits outside the bedroom can quietly undo your progress. The food you eat, the alcohol you drink, even that cigarette before bed. They all have a direct impact on your circulation, your hormones, and your recovery time. And that's exactly where we're going next, because what you put into your body determines how it performs when it matters most. Let's talk about one of the most overlooked reasons men struggle with recovery after that first round: what you eat, drink, and smoke before intimacy. I've had countless men walk into my clinic frustrated, saying, "Dr. Olivia, I don't get it. I feel great at the start, but after I finish, I just can't get it back." And almost every time, my first question isn't about testosterone levels or medication. It's about their last meal and drink. Because here's the reality few people ever tell you: your performance doesn't start in the bedroom, it starts in your kitchen. Imagine this: you've had a big steak dinner with creamy mashed potatoes, dessert, and maybe a couple of glasses of wine. You feel full, satisfied, and heavy. That heaviness isn't just in your stomach, it's in your circulation. When you eat a large or high-fat meal, your body redirects blood flow away from your pelvic area toward your digestive system. Your blood is busy breaking down food instead of fueling arousal. So, when you later try to perform again, there simply isn't enough oxygen-rich blood left for the tissues that create and maintain your erection. Your body is still digesting when you're asking it to perform. And when alcohol enters the mix, things get worse. Alcohol might relax your nerves temporarily, but it also dulls your nervous system, blunts dopamine, and reduces testosterone production. It relaxes your blood vessels at first, then tightens them right when you need them most. The result? Reduced firmness, slower recovery, and lower sensitivity. Then there's smoking, one of the quietest killers of male performance. I've had men tell me for years that a cigarette before intimacy calms them down. What it's really doing is restricting blood flow to the penis. Cigarette smoke damages the inner lining of your arteries, the endothelium, which is responsible for releasing nitric oxide, the very molecule that signals your blood vessels to open. Without nitric oxide, your body simply can't sustain an erection or recover as quickly. But here's the hopeful part. The body is remarkably forgiving. I've seen men in their 60s and even 70s who quit smoking and watched their nighttime erections return within weeks. It's never too late to reverse the damage. When circulation improves, oxygen delivery increases, and suddenly, the body that felt old starts performing young again. So here's what I recommend. On nights you expect intimacy, eat light and smart. Choose grilled fish, steamed vegetables, and a small portion of healthy fats like olive oil or avocado. Avoid heavy carbs, creamy sauces, and sugary desserts, and skip the alcohol until afterward. Or better yet, enjoy sparkling water or pomegranate juice instead. If you're a smoker, let tonight be your first step toward stopping. Your circulation and your confidence will thank you within weeks. Every positive decision sends your body a signal. I'm ready to perform again. You'd be amazed at how many men rediscovered their stamina simply by changing how they ate and drank. They didn't need medication, they just needed to stop sabotaging their blood flow. But even if your diet is clean, there's another hidden factor that determines how quickly you recover: oxygen. After climax, your tissues crave oxygen-rich blood to refuel and repair. Yet most men forget to use the simplest recovery tool nature ever gave them: their breath. Let's dive into that next, because once you understand how breathing and oxygen control affect your recovery time, you'll realize how easily you can rebuild your stamina between rounds. Most men underestimate the power of oxygen. They think of erections as a mechanical process: stimulation, arousal, blood flow. But in truth, oxygen is the silent fuel behind every successful performance. After orgasm, your body needs oxygen to reset its chemistry, repair micromuscular contractions, and recharge the smooth muscle tissue that maintains rigidity. Without oxygen, recovery slows down dramatically. When you breathe shallowly, the way most men do when tense or anxious, your blood becomes oxygen poor. That starves your tissues, constricts your blood vessels, and keeps your nervous system in a state of mild stress. And stress blocks recovery. I'll never forget one patient, a 67-year-old gentleman who was otherwise in great shape but couldn't seem to perform twice in one night. We ran every test: heart function, hormones, blood sugar. Everything looked fine. Then I observed how he breathed during our session. His chest barely moved. He was holding his breath without realizing it. So I taught him a simple breathing technique: in through the nose for 4 seconds, hold for 2, out through the mouth for 6. This breathing ratio calms your nervous system, slows your heart rate, and opens your blood vessels to carry oxygen efficiently. 2 weeks later, he returned beaming. "Dr. Olivia," he said, "I didn't change anything else, just the breathing. Now I can go again." That's how powerful oxygen truly is. Deep breathing recharges your body's arousal system. It shifts you from the sympathetic state, fight or flight, into the parasympathetic state, the one responsible for rest, recovery, and erection. The deeper you breathe, the faster you reset. Pair this with hydration, because your blood is mostly water. Even mild dehydration makes blood thicker, which slows down circulation. A simple fix: drink 1 glass of water before intimacy and another afterward. Some of my patients also benefit from gentle testicular massage after climax. It's not just relaxation. It physically boosts circulation, stimulates hormonal recovery, and tells the body it's time to recharge. Think of it like stretching after a workout. It's how you prepare for the next round. It may sound simple, almost too simple. But oxygen, hydration, and relaxation can do what even strong medications can't. They teach your body to recover naturally. But here's the thing: even the best breathing and circulation habits won't help much if your body is out of shape, inflamed, or chronically tired, because your erection is a mirror of your overall health. And that brings us to one of the most overlooked foundations of all: fitness, weight, and sleep. Let's be honest, gentlemen, your body tells the truth long before your words ever do. I can often tell just by how a man walks into my clinic whether his body is supporting him or silently working against him. Some walk in upright, breathing evenly, full of quiet energy and presence. Others move slower, shoulders slightly rounded, breathing shallow, eyes heavy with fatigue. And 9 times out of 10, those are the same men who say, "Dr. Olivia, I can't recover like I used to." Here's the simple truth: your erection is not a separate system. It's a reflection of your overall health. Your blood vessels, heart, hormones, and even your sleep cycles are all deeply intertwined. When one weakens, the rest follow. So, if your stamina has dropped, your recovery time stretched, or your energy faded, the root cause often lies in the foundation: your fitness, weight, and sleep. Let's start with fitness. I'm not talking about becoming a gym fanatic or training like an athlete. I'm talking about movement, consistent, purposeful movement that keeps your blood flowing and your heart strong. You see, the same arteries that carry oxygen to your heart are the ones that deliver blood to your penis. If those vessels are stiff, blocked, or weak, your erection suffers first. That's why cardiologists often say, erectile dysfunction is the first sign of heart disease. I've seen men in their late 60s rebuild their performance simply by walking briskly for 20 minutes a day. That's it. No fancy programs, no extreme routines, just movement that pumps oxygen through the body and keeps nitric oxide production alive. Because every step, every stretch, every moment of activity tells your body to stay young, stay vital, stay responsive. Now let's talk about weight, especially belly fat. Excess fat around your abdomen is more than just a number on the scale. It's an active hormonal organ. Fat tissue releases an enzyme called aromatase, which converts testosterone into estrogen. The more belly fat you carry, the more your testosterone declines, and the harder it becomes to maintain energy, libido, and muscle tone. I've watched men lose just 10 or 15 pounds and completely transform their vitality. Their morning erections return, their confidence grows, their energy stabilizes. It's not magic, it's biology. When your fat stores shrink, testosterone rises, circulation improves, and your entire reproductive system starts to function the way it was meant to. And here's something most men overlook. Nutrition is the silent architect of your recovery. The foods that fuel blood flow are your allies. Spinach, beets, pomegranates, salmon, olive oil, avocados, and dark chocolate. These are rich in nitrates, antioxidants, and healthy fats that support nitric oxide, the chemical responsible for triggering and sustaining erections. On the other hand, processed foods, sugars, and fried oils quietly destroy that same system. They cause inflammation, stiffen your blood vessels, and slow your body's ability to recharge after climax. It's like trying to run a race with sludge in your fuel line. The energy just doesn't reach where it's needed. And then there's sleep, perhaps the most underestimated factor of all. Deep sleep isn't just for rest. It's when your body produces most of its testosterone. Studies show that men who sleep fewer than 5 hours a night have testosterone levels comparable to men 10 years older. If you're sleeping poorly, your hormones are already struggling to keep up. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep every night. That's when your brain resets, your blood vessels repair, and your hormones rebalance. Between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m., during your deepest sleep, is when testosterone production peaks. Skip that window, and you skip your natural restoration. So think of your fitness, your weight, your food, and your sleep as the four walls of your foundation. When you strengthen them, your performance automatically improves, not just once, but consistently. But even when your body is in shape, there's one last invisible factor that can undo all your progress in seconds: your mind. The thoughts you carry into intimacy can either open your blood vessels or shut them tight. And that's where we need to go next, because your mental state and emotional environment can make or break your ability to perform again. Let's talk about the mind, the most powerful organ of them all. You see, when most men think about their performance, they focus on blood flow, testosterone, and stamina. But the truth is, your brain controls every erection you've ever had. The moment stress, doubt, or fear enters your thoughts, your body responds by activating the fight or flight system, the same system designed to keep you safe from danger. And the moment that happens, your body diverts blood away from your genitals toward your limbs and core. Your erection fades, not because your body is broken, but because your mind doesn't feel safe. I once treated a retired firefighter in his early 60s. He was fit, strong, and in great health. Physically, he had no reason to struggle, but after the first round, he couldn't recover. When I asked him how he felt in those moments, he admitted he was constantly worrying about whether he'd disappoint his wife, worrying if he'd get hard again, worrying about what she was thinking, and there it was. His body wasn't failing him. His thoughts were. When you focus on performance, you activate stress. When you focus on connection, you activate arousal. The nervous system can't hold both at once. So here's what I tell men. Stop chasing perfection. Start cultivating presence. Intimacy isn't a race or a test, it's an experience. When you slow down, focus on touch, emotion, and connection, your body naturally shifts into the parasympathetic state, the same state that allows erections to form and recover. Your environment matters too. Privacy, comfort, and atmosphere all send powerful cues to your nervous system. Dim the lights, play soft music, and eliminate distractions. Create an environment where your body feels relaxed and your mind feels safe. That's when your blood vessels open, your hormones align, and your stamina returns. I've seen couples who rediscovered passion in their 60s simply by changing their mindset. They stopped treating intimacy like a task and started treating it like play, an exploration rather than an expectation, and that shift alone reignited their chemistry. Because here's the truth, a relaxed man performs better than a worried man every single time. But once your mind and body are aligned, the next step is training your body to recover faster, scientifically, systematically, and naturally. Now that we've addressed the mind-body connection, let's move into the science of faster recovery, because this is where most men realize that performance, stamina, and recovery aren't luck or age dependent. They're trainable. I want you to think of your recovery period, that quiet downtime after climax, as a muscle. Just like any other muscle, it can be strengthened, conditioned, and reprogrammed. When you understand what's happening inside your body during that time, you can start sending it the right signals to recover faster and perform again with ease. Every erection you've ever had depends on one primary system: blood flow regulation through the pelvic floor. Those muscles beneath your pelvis, the same ones that help you control urination and ejaculation, also control how blood enters and stays inside the penis. When those muscles weaken, blood doesn't stay trapped as effectively, recovery slows, and firmness decreases over time. But when you strengthen them, everything changes. That's where pelvic floor exercises, or what many call Kegel exercises, come in. I teach this to every man who wants to rebuild control and shorten his recovery time. Here's how. Tighten the muscles you'd use to stop urination midstream, hold for 3 seconds, then release. Do this 10 to 15 times, 2 or 3 times a day. Over time, increase the hold to 5 seconds. At first, it might feel subtle, even insignificant, but after a few weeks, you'll notice a shift. Erections become firmer, control improves, and your recovery window begins to shorten naturally. Because every time you engage those muscles, you're sending a clear signal to your body: stay ready, stay responsive. The next piece of the puzzle is circulation training. Erections are a vascular event. They depend entirely on how efficiently your blood can move. If your arteries are sluggish or narrow, recovery will always lag. That's why regular movement, even light daily exercise, is crucial. A 20-minute walk, gentle stretching, or light yoga each day helps keep your arteries elastic and your nitric oxide levels high. When you get your heart pumping, you're not just improving stamina, you're training your body to deliver oxygen-rich blood exactly where it's needed. I tell my patients to think of every walk as a message to their arteries. Stay young, stay open. Now let's talk about nutrition, because food is medicine when it comes to performance. Certain nutrients directly influence recovery speed. Zinc and magnesium are two of the most important minerals for testosterone production and muscle relaxation. Omega-3 fatty acids, found in salmon, walnuts, and flax seeds, keep your blood vessels flexible and reduce inflammation. And when it comes to restoring nitric oxide, your body's natural erection fuel focus on beets, spinach, pomegranate, and dark chocolate. These foods feed your arteries and keep the plumbing open and healthy. When you make them part of your daily diet, you're not just preventing erectile issues, you're actively rebuilding your body's recovery system. Hydration plays a key role too. Even mild dehydration thickens your blood and makes your heart work harder to circulate oxygen. That means less oxygen reaching the tissues that need it most. So drink throughout the day, not just when you're thirsty. Aim for steady hydration, especially in the hours before intimacy. Then there's hormonal balance. Chronic stress, poor sleep, and inactivity all suppress testosterone, the hormone that fuels recovery, drive, and confidence. Your body can't rebuild stamina without balanced hormones. Luckily, nature gives you tools for that: sunlight, laughter, physical activity, and restorative rest. They all increase natural testosterone and lower cortisol, the hormone that blocks it. When your hormones are balanced, your recovery time shortens naturally. You don't need to force it. Your body will simply reset faster because it's functioning as designed. Now, I know some of you might be wondering, but what if I've already tried all this and it still takes me forever to recover? That's when we sometimes use medical support, but strategically. Under proper supervision, medications like tadalafil or sildenafil can temporarily reduce recovery time by enhancing nitric oxide levels. Some men go from needing an hour to needing only 10 or 15 minutes. But I always tell my patients, these pills treat the symptom, not the system. They can help you see what's possible, but the long-term transformation comes from training your body to perform without them, because your body is remarkably adaptable. It listens to your habits. Every time you breathe deeply, move daily, and fuel your system right, you're retraining it to bounce back faster. Over time, recovery becomes automatic again. You'll notice your morning erections return stronger, your response time quicker, your energy more stable. And when that happens, something even more important follows: confidence. The quiet, grounded confidence that says, I can trust my body again. That's when the real healing begins, because, as I've learned after decades in men's health, confidence isn't built in the gym or in the pharmacy. It's built in the moments when your body finally keeps up with your desire again. But before we close, I want to take you deeper, to the emotional core of this entire journey. Because no matter how many exercises, diets, or routines you follow, none of it truly works until you understand this truth: you are not broken. I want to speak directly to you now. Not as a doctor, but as someone who's seen the weight men carry when their bodies start to change. You see, after working with thousands of patients, I've realized that what truly breaks men isn't the loss of stamina. It's the loss of confidence. It's that quiet moment afterward when you lie there, staring at the ceiling, wondering if this is just how it's going to be from now on. That sense of defeat can eat away at your spirit far more than any physical limitation. I've seen that look too many times, the one filled with frustration, embarrassment, and silence. And every time I say the same words: you are not broken. You are not less of a man because your body needs more time or care than before. What you're experiencing isn't failure, it's biology, and biology can be retrained. When I first began practicing, I thought restoring men's health was all about testosterone, blood flow, and anatomy. But over the years, I discovered something deeper. Most men don't just need a prescription, they need permission. Permission to stop blaming themselves. Permission to talk about what's happening without shame. Permission to be human again. Because once that emotional weight lifts, progress begins faster than any pill can deliver. I remember one of my older patients, a retired teacher in his 70s. He hadn't been intimate with his wife in nearly 2 years because every failed attempt left him feeling humiliated. When I explained that his body wasn't betraying him, it was just following a slower recovery rhythm, he started to cry. He said, "Dr. Olivia, no one ever told me that. I thought I was finished as a man." 3 months later, after practicing the breathing, the hydration, the fitness, and the mindset shifts we discussed, he came back smiling. "We didn't just reconnect physically," he told me, "we fell in love again." That's the transformation I want for you, because when you remove shame, when you stop fighting your body and start working with it, your confidence returns, and with it, your energy, your intimacy, and your joy. Your worth has never been defined by how many rounds you can go in a night. It's defined by the love, strength, and presence you bring into the moment. Real masculinity isn't about endurance, it's about awareness, connection, and care. So tonight, instead of chasing the second round as proof of your manhood, focus on the first one. Make it slower, more intentional. Let go of pressure. Let yourself feel, really feel, every sensation, every emotion, every breath. Because when you allow your body to feel safe, it performs beautifully on its own. You are not aging into weakness. You are evolving into awareness. And awareness brings control. Control over your breath, your body, and your emotions. But knowing this isn't enough. You must turn that knowledge into action. Daily, intentional action that trains your body and mind to recover quickly and perform confidently again. And that's what the next part is all about, a simple 2-week challenge that has helped hundreds of men rebuild stamina, regain confidence, and reignite their connection with their partners. All right, gentlemen, this is where change begins. I call it the 2-week recovery and confidence challenge, and it's something I've given to hundreds of men in their 50s, 60s, and 70s who wanted to rebuild stamina, regain control, and feel alive again. The results have been remarkable, and not just physically. The men who commit to this plan rediscover a deeper confidence, energy, and ease in their bodies that they haven't felt in years. This challenge doesn't require supplements, pills, or expensive equipment. What it demands is consistency. Small, deliberate steps that retrain your body and reprogram your mind to recover faster. Every single day for 14 days, you'll follow these 5 core habits. First, start your day with oxygen training. Deep, rhythmic breathing that reawakens your circulation. The moment you wake up, sit upright, close your eyes, and inhale deeply through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold for 2. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 6. Do this for 2 minutes. You'll feel your heart rate settle, your mind clear, and your blood flow activate. It's simple, but it primes your entire vascular system for better performance and faster recovery. Second, move your body every day. It doesn't need to be intense, just consistent. A brisk 20-minute walk, light resistance training, or even climbing stairs can transform your circulation. When you move, your arteries release nitric oxide, the very compound responsible for erections. You're literally rebuilding your sexual foundation one step at a time. The more oxygen your body learns to deliver, the faster it can recover after climax. Third, fuel your body with circulation-friendly foods. Think of your meals as your medicine. Add beets, spinach, dark chocolate, salmon, and pomegranate into your diet every day. These foods increase nitric oxide and improve endothelial health, the lining of your blood vessels that controls how easily blood flows to the penis. Avoid heavy, greasy dinners or alcohol before intimacy. You're teaching your body to prioritize blood flow, not digestion. Fourth, practice control. Once or twice a week during solo arousal or intimacy, use perineal pressure or edging techniques to train your body to hold energy. The perineum, that area between your scrotum and anus, is home to muscles that regulate ejaculation. When you feel close to climax, pause, breathe deeply, and press gently on that spot. This teaches your nervous system that pleasure doesn't always have to end in release. The longer you stay in control, the less intense your hormonal crash afterward, meaning faster recovery and more stamina next time. Fifth, reprogram your mind. Every time doubt or frustration surfaces, replace it with a single phrase: I'm training. Not failing, training. You're retraining decades of patterns in your nervous system. Confidence is built through repetition, and recovery is no different. Do these 5 things daily for 14 days, and you'll notice the shift. Most men start feeling the difference in week 1. Stronger morning erections, faster rebound, deeper calm. By week 2, their energy levels rise, their focus sharpens, and their confidence grows. One man in his late 60s told me, "Dr. Olivia, for the first time in years, I didn't need to force anything. My body just responded." That's what this challenge is about. Getting your body to respond naturally again, without pressure, without struggle. And if you're someone who's already using medication for erectile function, this challenge can still help. Think of it as training your system so that over time, you rely less on pills and more on your body's own strength. But after these 2 weeks, something even more important happens. You realize that your performance isn't the result of tricks or timing. It's the reflection of how well you care for yourself. That understanding becomes your long-term advantage. Because after the challenge, the next step is learning how to keep these results for life, how to turn this 2-week transformation into a permanent state of vitality, confidence, and connection. If you've made it this far, I want to pause for a moment and acknowledge what that means. You've already done something that most men never do. You've faced the truth about your body, your performance, and your health with courage instead of fear. That right there is the first sign of real strength. Now let's talk about how you can take everything you've learned, the breathing, the control, the movement, the mindset, and make it last for life. Because the goal isn't just to perform better for a few weeks. The goal is to rebuild a foundation that keeps you strong, responsive, and confident for years to come. Here's the truth: your body isn't giving up on you. It's simply been waiting for the right signals. When you consistently send those signals through movement, clean nutrition, rest, and emotional calm, your system begins to thrive again. The first thing to remember is that your recovery period is not a sentence, it's a signal. Every time you feel that temporary dip after climax, your body is asking for oxygen, nutrients, and rest. So give it what it needs. Keep your breathing slow, stay hydrated, and focus on relaxation rather than frustration. The calmer you stay, the faster your body will rebound. Second, make physical health your baseline, not your backup plan. Move every single day. It doesn't have to be complicated. A 20-minute walk after dinner, some light stretching in the morning, or even simple bodyweight exercises at home, these small acts keep your arteries flexible, your testosterone levels stable, and your confidence high. Remember, good circulation is the foundation of everything, not just erections, but vitality, memory, and emotional balance. Third, keep your sleep sacred. Most of your testosterone is produced in the deepest stages of sleep, especially between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. If you're only getting 5 hours a night, you're cutting off your body's ability to repair itself. Make your bedroom a recovery zone. Dark, cool, quiet. Avoid screens before bed, and try to go to sleep at the same time every night. This one habit can do more for your hormones and erections than most men realize. Fourth, don't underestimate emotional connection. The older we get, the more intimacy becomes about trust, presence, and tenderness. When you slow down and truly connect with your partner, not as a performance, but as an exchange of energy, your nervous system relaxes. That's when arousal happens naturally, anxiety disappears, blood flow improves, and you perform not out of pressure, but out of peace. Fifth, nourish your body like it's your best investment, because it is. Keep your plate full of foods that boost nitric oxide and support hormone balance. Beets, spinach, pomegranate, fatty fish, dark chocolate, avocado, and olive oil. Reduce sugar and processed foods. Think of every bite as either fuel for vitality or fuel for decline. And finally, protect your mindset. Confidence isn't arrogance, it's quiet trust in your own body. When you have an off night, don't panic. Don't label yourself as broken. Remember what we said earlier: you're training, not failing. The men who stay confident are the ones who understand that progress is not linear. It's built day by day, choice by choice. So as you continue this journey, here's what I want you to imagine. A night where you feel calm, grounded, and fully present. You touch your partner, and your body responds naturally. You don't rush, you don't doubt, you don't chase performance. You simply enjoy the moment. That's what true confidence feels like. That's what real recovery is all about. Age doesn't take your strength, neglect does. But every moment you choose to care for yourself, to breathe deeper, to move your body, and to let go of fear, you're proving to yourself that vitality has no expiration date. Gentlemen, you've spent decades building your life, your work, your family. Now it's time to build something just for you. Your health, your confidence, and your freedom. Don't let shame, doubt, or old habits dictate your story. Reclaim it. Because the truth is, your best years of intimacy, energy, and connection aren't behind you. They're waiting ahead, ready for you to reach out and claim them. I'm Dr. Olivia Harper, and I want you to remember this. Your body is still capable, your desire is still alive, and your confidence is waiting to be rediscovered. Take care of yourself, stay curious, and keep training for the life you deserve. Now, gentlemen, if this message resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share this video with another man who might need to hear it. Subscribe to Healthy Senior Daily, turn on notifications, and join me next time as we continue exploring the science of vitality, confidence, and connection at any age.